All right, everyone, and hello. Welcome back to our 20th anniversary Monster Hunter Countdown. Up next, 186, Tidal Najarala. First and only appearance, Monster Hunter 4 Ultimate, subspecies of normal Najarala. Oddly enough, one of the few monsters chosen to get an Apex version. Apex 140, the maximum guild quest, or somewhere around there, they turn Apex. You get the sense that they were trying to make all the monsters Apex, and he got swept up, and then they just never finished anyone else. Here's the armor. It looks real weird. Bird boobs? I don't know. I don't know. I look at the set, and I just... it is visually very unique. I mean, I love the colors. The colors are outstanding. It's just something about the design is kind of strange. Skills, pretty bad. Punish, draw, speed, sharpen, water attack +2. It's got stamina drain on it, but it's not complete. I thought I'd use a great sword with it, just for the punish draw, but I don't know. Not the best set. Maybe it's a lot better on bowguns. Maybe I don't know. Hit zone wise, it is the exact mirrored opposite, more or less, of normal Najarala, plus being weak to fire. Status wise, not particularly weak to anything. I guess that no, that's not good. Sleep is okay. Sleep is all right. Blast is always fine. But yeah, it's weird. It's like, it's not like Baleful Giganox where the head and the tail just flip. It's like everything that is normally weak on Najarala is strong on Tidal, and vice versa. So it still has its normal breaks. You can break the tail. Tail is a lot easier to break. I guess it's called its resonating organ. And its crest is really easy to break, and it is breakable. It's actually extremely weak. It takes that 30% fire. But the face itself, the beak, is highly resistant to damage. So you can, and I mean, I guess you probably should break it. It is the subquest in the quest. But it can be quite a challenge if you don't have Mind's Eye, and especially if you don't have Element, because it just does not take a lot of raw damage. You can still break it. It's going to take a little bit of work. So main thing here, normal Najarala shoots out spines. Those spines, it then resonates, and it'll cause you to, like, get stunned, and then they explode, and that's how it deals damage. This one shoots water, and it's like a pool shooting genius. It can ricochet the water off of its little spines directly at you. And those really home in. They even have, I think, 3D tracking. Like, they can track you even when you're, like, on a higher elevation. So, depending on how you're moving, you might even get hit when you're in the air. So, kind of a neat move. I was saying the other day, I think it's one of the harder monsters. I would say getting used to its hit zones, if you didn't know about it ahead of time, could be very confusing. I would say those water shots it does can also be kind of confusing. That, and it kind of is a hard-hitting monster anyways. Just hits really hard. Again, this is a G1 monster, so this is the sort of thing you'd be fighting right away as soon as you got into G rank. You may not necessarily have weapons or armor that are upgraded enough to really go toe-to-toe. I mean, even though the armor set isn't very good, our greatsword is. We gemmed up attack up extra large, so we're hitting with like 315 raw plus, our power talents and stuff. Yeah, normally for Najarala, you want to hit his back legs there, not to spoil that episode before we get there. You can still get a trip on Tidal by hitting those back legs. It does not take a lot of damage. And so trying to find opportunities to actually hit its resonating organ, because its primary weak spot, that and the arms and the crest are all where you want to go. So, like, there's almost always something available, unless you're coiled up, in which case it can get a little tricky. Getting Ride is also super helpful. I mean, for normal Najarala, it is the only reliable way of breaking that crest, is getting him out. At least for this guy, if he's down, I mean, you want to be hitting the crest, unless you're trying to break the face or something. That's just where the damage is. But yeah, strange. There's a lot of G1 monsters and subspecies. A lot of them have weapons that are okay, But I feel like almost none of them have had armor so far where I'm like, wow, I'd actually use that. You know, you assume that they want to leave the good sets for G2 and G3, and I do suppose that makes sense, but normally at least there's like a really good mixed set piece in there, and I don't even know if there's anything here. Maybe there's like a really high value like water attack piece. But I don't know that. What, punish draw? Speed sharpen? I mean, those are not skills that you really necessarily go way out of your way for. I do like punish draw in Generations Ultimate. And I would probably run it here if it were easy to get. By the way, here's a KO and he's already been exhausted. Look how the color changes when it's exhausted. Apparently normal Najarala does this too, but basically that purple flushes out of its scale tone. And so you just kind of get that light blue color. I think that's neat. I like that. It's sticking its little tongue out at us. I think we miss here, but it looks like we hit. Can't tell if that hit him or the Zamite. That strong charge. Harder to aim your strong charges in this game. You know, in a lot of the older generations, you get kind of used to World or Rise, where you're able to angle your attacks quite a bit more after you've already started, and it's not the same. You got to commit. Once you get started, you're locked in. Yeah, so hitting the arms are a really good spot, too. You can actually get a trip off of those. You hit enough, and I did. And they are a good hit zone. You know, they take like, is it like 55 cutting? For him, that's good. All right, so we got all the breaks. And them's the breaks for you, Tidal Najarala. It's an interesting fight. I find it most interesting that they put the extra effort into making him an Apex fight later on, but what are you going to do? Okay, Tidal Najarala Peel. A thick, brightly colored hide popular for its use in luxurious leather products. Flood sac, a monster organ designed to hold and preserve tremendous amounts of water. Did you know peel means skin in Spanish? My Twitch chat taught that to me. That's what that means. Tidal Najarala Cortex, sturdy, vivid plating that loses its warning colors when its owner is fatigued. We saw that. The warning colors disappeared. Tidal Najarala Splasher. Special plating unique to this subspecies that changes shape to channel the water. Okay, well that is it for Tidal Najarala. Interesting subspecies. Not my favorite, not anything that I would ever want to come back, but you know, I'm glad you existed. Up next, 185 Actisom back in Rise. A lot of Rise monsters at the bottom of this list. What are you gonna do? Thank you again all so much for watching. I love you. Goodbye.